Oh boy, now we're getting to one of the worst Spike episodes ever. Worse than Dragon Quest. Oh my god. This is really not gonna be a very tolerable review to go through, isn't it? Anyway, this episode starts with Spike into the Everfree Forest because he was in a rush, and then he meets the Timber Wolves, which are basically the wooden wolves in Everfree, and Applejack completely saves Spike's life, and we get to one of the main problems of this episode. Because of Applejack completely saving Spike's life, he decides to be at her service. Man, we've always started this episode, and I can just say that this is just a very poor start and a very weak plot that the writers have done to Spike. And my god, it's so bad. I get that Twilight is busy reading books, but seriously. And not only that, why would Spike completely react to being saved from a pony? You see, in all your seasons, he got saved by situations like this all the time. So I don't understand why the writers had to make him a service to Applejack. It just doesn't work, especially that Twilight saved Spike multiple times. Yes, he's also assistant to Twilight, but still. I don't understand why Spike has to be like this. It just doesn't work. And not only that, the way that he helps the Apple family is just wrong. I don't blame Spike at all. I blame the writers. He can do right things, but for some reason in this episode only, she does terrible things. This is messed up. Really messed up. And most of this episode really contains of Spike just having every point out, but the other ponies refuse because what he did is just so bad. But the ponies don't want it to be very disrespectful to Spike, so we get scenes of really completely eating a very done to death pie. Oh my god. And we get Rainbow Dash telling Spike to make a gigantic boulder of pebbles. Oh my god. And then Applejack can't take it anymore and she needs Twilight's help. Oh my god. Thank you. Just thank you. This episode is almost over. Just please end it quickly as possible. So anyway, they tried to figure out a plan to have Spike stop helping Applejack all the time. So they have this idea to make fake Timberwolves. Oh my god. And not only that, Spike doesn't fall for it. Seriously? You really made Spike smart in this? I mean, I know that the other police can't do anything this dangerous, but oh my god. I just cannot take this episode seriously anymore because of how they portrayed Spike in this episode. It's even worse than how he acted in All's Well That Ends Well. This episode is worse than that because of how they portrayed Spike. Anyway, the real Timberwolves are about to destroy the main characters, but apparently Spike completely stops the Timberwolf and frees Applejack. And the episode finally ends with Applejack telling Spike that she really doesn't need any help at all. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. This is a betrayal of Spike's character because of how he had to be this terrible in this episode. I mean, why does Spike has to be so housebroken? I mean, he isn't in Twilight's house, but why everywhere else? It just doesn't work. And like I said, why does Spike have to be so helpful with other ponies? I mean, he gets saved by other ponies all the time. And he doesn't help everyone except Twilight. We've seen ponies save Spike all the time before this episode. So I don't understand what's the problem with that. What do I have to say about this episode? I got nothing, but I feel bad for the ponies in this episode. Seriously, I feel bad for Applejack of how she has to be treated in this episode as well. All because she saved Spike's life. And her family and everyone who has to suffer with this. Ugh. This episode really exhausted me because of how they execute the characters and how they completely portray the characters badly. This is just sad and disappointing. It's pretty much one of the worst Spike episodes ever. If this episode is supposed to be that Spike is supposed to be unperfect all the time, well, they didn't succeed goodly. It's just done badly. Oh my god. This episode deserves 2.5 out of 10. Yes, it's that bad. I am never watching this episode again, just like Owl's Well that ends well in Dragon Quest. I'm never watching this episode again. I just don't want to.